Hello, here we are. It's been
long time,
a month or so since we've actually been able to do a podcast. We have been getting things going at Waverly Hills. Denise has started a new job and been doing some training on that. I own a lawn care business. Of course, grass has started to grow again, so I've been out there cutting grass. We've had our hands full for the past several weeks, but we're back now, at least for tonight.
We don't know when we'll be back again.
Right. Last weekend, Sunday and Monday night, we had some amazing guests at Waverly Hills. The season has been just off the charts with activity. I've been there off and on since 2009, and I can't remember a more active start to the season as far as the building is concerned. But last Sunday night, we had Gateway Paranormal. We had Warner Paranormal Explorations. We had Haunted Nights. We had some other guests.
We had
Haunted.
They were Scar.
We had Amanda Lewis and Scott Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't catch any raccoons or anything, but anyway, we were all there. We had a great time. And I had asked them then. Scott came back on Monday night with another great group of folks.
Yeah, he'll quit talking eventually, and we'll actually get our guests up here.
It's called an intro. You don't just say, "Hey, here we are. There's Matt and there's Scott."
I think they'd probably rather
Scott's
talk to
not
them.
here, but Steve
They'd
is.
rather talk to them than listen to you talk because they hear you talk all the time. Let's just get them up here.
I'm good at talking, though.
Let's just get them up here.
All right. Welcome back. We're back. This is how it rolls right around here. Here's our good friend Matt Warner.
Look, he almost called you Mark.
No, I didn't. I said Matt.
He heard it. He heard it.
And there's Steve Brodt. How's it going, guys?
Mark and Scott at your service.
I was doing fine, then she interrupted. And
hey, Mark is in the chat though, so it's close.
I see Mark. He sent me, or Deanna and him have been sending me pieces of evidence that they got. Did you see the audio from inside the body box?
Yeah. He sent that to us earlier. That's some wild stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty good because I happen to know for a fact that the rest of us were all in the lobby when that happened. And that was good stuff.
We see all you guys in the chat, by the way. Hello to everybody.
Yeah, he had said something about, I know that there was only like one person wearing heels or somebody wasn't wearing heels and he heard heels. And I said, I didn't even go in the morgue that night. So I know I wasn't anywhere near there. And I told him I left my heels at the hotel. So it wasn't me.
You had the tutu though.
Yeah. That was Matt's gift. Matt gave me that when I got down there. It was his gift.
I wanted it back, but that's fine.
I'll get it to you tomorrow.
So let's go back.
Charger, right?
Yeah. I'll bring that in the target.
We blame you for that, Ernie.
Sunday night, we had you guys up there with Gateway and
Amanda and
Scott and Kenna and
Janet,
and I think that's pretty much everybody.
Leanne says she's going to find Matt's signature this weekend at Waverly.
No, I should have put a disclaimer that anyone that actually works there doesn't qualify.
Take some Windex and just clean it off the window.
Yeah, that's what I should do. Then everybody be looking and looking. These windows look just like where it was. But I mean, you guys, the guys from Gateway, Kenna, everybody seemed to leave feeling really good about their visit. I think the building performed, maybe not any one big off the charts episode, but just so many things that, I mean, it was like there was not really a dull moment. It seemed like.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Erin, what's up? She's gonna get mad if we don't say hi to her. That happened the other day.
Hi, Erin.
I was trying to figure because she said it earlier, but I wasn't seeing it in the regular chat. She must have been one of the other pages following it. So hey, baby.
No, I mean, I know Matt has been out there a couple times before, and I had been out there a handful of times. And these 2 nights have probably been some of the most active nights I've had. I mean, it was like you said, it wasn't one big giant thing where like somebody saw a full body apparition of a nurse walk across the hallway or something, but it was just like nonstop, like little things everywhere you went somewhere where it was like direct communication with the static dome or the REM pods or the music box. And then it's EVPs or shadows in the other area. It was really anywhere you went, you were having some sort of activity the whole night.
I contribute that to the fact that there are friends, and when we're there, we get a lot of activity. People I think sometimes that we're full of crap. Don't point at me because you would believe it too. I think people think we're full of crap, but we always have an active night when we're there.
It's true. We were up there today during broad daylight, and we were cleaning out, that room on the third floor,
Williams
room.
Yeah.
We were getting those garbage cans and things out of there, and doors started slamming down the hall from us. It was like, it's just me and her, the only ones in the building. We just stood there and giggled like, why couldn't the guests hear this and see it?
When I was going up there, I went up to William's room to get a broom. I was the only one in the building, and I came down the second floor past Lois's room and said hi to Lois, and nothing in the hallway. Went up and got the broom, said hi to William, came back down, and there was a ball in the middle of the hall right outside of Lois's room when I came back. I was like, okay.
Good times. But let's see. Matt, where did you have your best experience of Sunday night?
Let's see here. I mean, I had probably the most, like, I had a couple little bit experiences right outside of, obviously, Williams' elevator shaft demise right there.
Right.
It was myself and Kenna and Matt Wyatt and Janet. We were standing in front, and I was kneeling down, kind of just resting my old bones, and I had my back to the door, and I was facing through the doorway out onto the terrace. And Janet at that point was trying to communicate with Sadie, the dog. And as I was just kind of watching, listening, I saw a dog-sized shadow walk by outside of that room. And I'm just kind of like, all right, well, that's, it looked like a wolf or something, and I'm like, all right, well, that's thing. And then a minute or so later, I stood up, was stretching, and then I felt something touch me, and it felt like the nuzzle of a dog's nose, like right under my butt. Like it was behind me, and it was like, get out of the way. And because I've grown up.
That was Boatwright.
Yeah, that was Casey.
It probably was. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him for a second. But I was kind of like, what the hell? And I knew that. I grew up with dogs. I know that feeling. But that was the 1-2 punch for me. And I did see some shadow play that night, and I caught the chills in quite a few spots. But the whole building was charged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's been that way all this season, and I mean this weekend in particular seemed like it just never really seemed to flatten out. There was always something going on.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to interrupt this conversation for just a minute. We have Shauna in the chat. Shauna owns an antique store called Pickled Treats, and for some reason Ernie messed up and started calling it the Spooky Pickle when he was trying to get her business. So she actually is selling Spooky Pickle shirts now. So she's got
awesome.
She's got us a couple of Spooky Pickle shirts coming.
I should get some royalties off the Spooky Pickle shirt.
Yeah, trademark it.
It's a haunted antique store. It's a really cool place.
That's cool. Now called the Spooky Pickle.
I like it.
If you get any Ouija boards, send them to me, not Matt.
Shauna, you hear that? These are Ouija board people. If you can get hold of any, they'll pay top dollar. These guys are rich, and they just want to throw the money out.
I'll pay $1 more than Steve.
But and Scott, you were there 2 nights, so I call him Scott again.
Scott Mark.
Slap me.
We got. He's asking to be smacked, y'all. That's not good.
I've got to be up till 6:30 in the morning and doing public overnights tonight. My brain's already fried.
Hey, I feel so bad for you. You get to go spend the night at Waverly again. You're not going to get sympathy.
I hear you.
We are at Waverly 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
All night.
All night, 4 nights a week.
In a row.
And then the other 3 nights, I'm working at the hospital. I just don't sleep.
You're a nurse. You don't work.
I don't sleep.
Anyway,
I know
of your 2 nights, Steve, Scott,
you didn't just say I'm a nurse and I don't work.
Pay no attention to her right now. This is my turn to talk. Steve, of the 2 nights, what's your best best experience?
That's super tough because
It had to be Sunday because I wasn't there Monday.
Nor was I.
It was
exactly. And I saw your post that it wasn't as sexy on Monday.
Yeah, that's
we weren't there.
That's why I'm seeing Matt again tomorrow. I can only go like 3 days without seeing him, so I got to go, see him drive. I got to drive again tomorrow to go see him. But no, I mean both.
I usually drive to you. It's your turn.
I know. I got to drive to you now. Both nights were consistently active through the whole night, but there's like one big thing that kind of stands out both nights. I think really is the first night. Me, Casey, Fioli, and Dylan were down in the lobby. It's right where we started at the beginning of the night, and it felt really heavy down there and kind of not so friendly, which is interesting to have down there. And we were just kind of experiencing it and then listening for stuff. We had the DR60 going. We were getting good stuff, and then we all saw this like light, and it started 2D. It started flat on the ground, and it came up, and it almost like somersaulted, if that makes sense. Like the light kind of like flipped. And as it flipped, it went right by like one of the pillars, and it looked like a leg stepped out from behind the pillar. And as soon as it did that, all the equipment we had on the floor, the music box, the static dome, the REM pod, everything just like pinged. I mean, it hit.
Was that the pillar over near the nurse's wing that's locked?
The one white pillar?
Yeah, it hit that way, and then like all the equipment just.
Did you go on the walkthrough? Did you go on the walkthrough when we did it, or were you all away when we did the lobby?
I was there for most of it, I think, until Wyatt's brother had the issue at one point, and I kind of went down.
Okay. Yeah. I was just wondering because I know we had told you guys the lobby for some reason is this place in there that's just.
Well, it affected people the second night too. One of the girls that was there, Hannah. She got really affected at the beginning of the night, and she kind of tried to shake it off for a while, and then it kind of just hit her at like maybe midnight, a little bit later, and she just broke down. She just started crying. I mean, like pretty bad. And it was something that, she, like I said, tried to shake off for most of the night. So the lobby really affected people, but we were seeing shadows up on the 4th floor. But I just remember me and Courtney, the ghoul guide, were up there the second night on the 4th floor. We were kind of doing a little isolation thing. Everybody else had left, and it was just me and her. And we're like, let's just walk the hall in the dark and kind of listen. And we were kind of just chatting. We were mostly chatting about like theory and idea and stuff like that because we haven't gotten really to investigator together a bunch before. And we walked maybe, 30, 40 feet down the hallway, and we got right to where the nurse's station is at one of the bends. And we hit that corner, and clear as day from down the hall behind us, we heard a voice go, hey, like that. Like we thought somebody in the group was calling to us like, hey, wait for us. So we turned around to see who it was. And there was nobody up there. And
that's common. That hey is common.
I mean, it was so loud. It's one of the coolest things I've had happen in a long time. It was so clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leanne's asking if y'all got any good Class A EVPs. She was with us actually when we were telling you that we had the ones in the OR and that like 3 consecutive. She was there when we got those.
Have you had a chance to review audio?
Matt, were you running recorder or were you just kind of?
I don't do any of that crap. No.
No. We don't usually either.
We had when we were up in front of 502, we did get the one response when I think it was Wyatt asked if she hanged herself, and we got a clear as day no. And then there was a lot. I mean, I'm one of those people. Spirit boxes. I can't hear much out of those things. It's so much power of suggestion. When someone says that, you're gonna believe it.
Yeah.
I can't pick stuff out like that very well. So I don't bother using it. I have a recorder. I have a nice one. I don't use it. I can't hear anything from them.
I mean, I got to borrow one of our friend Nick. I got to borrow his DR60 for the weekend, and it stopped working like 2 hours into the second night, which really sucked. It ends up working on the way home, of course, but so it wouldn't work most of the second night. But before that and the first night, we were getting some pretty good stuff with it. We got a really creepy laugh down the lobby on it, which was a little bit unnerving when it was again all 4 of us down there, and we were kind of asking who we had seen, and it said it's me, and then we got this weird like maniacal laughter after it asked if it was like trying to hurt us or if it made us uncomfortable or whatever. We did ask up by William's room, what's your dog's name? And you can hear a whisper say Sadie, just like that, like clear as day.
Nice.
And then the recorder stopped working, so like we ended up actually losing all of our files from it, which broke my little heart. But that just means we have to come back, so it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We
Did
got
you
about
steal any
300
doors or anything?
Any what?
We
Did
got
you
about
manage to
300
steal
people.
any doors or anything?
No, you told me I couldn't. I only had the Camry. I got to bring a pickup truck next time.
All right.
Hey, Sherry's asking if there's any certain spirit that might be making people emotional or cry. Sherry, that's a good question, and that is a loaded question because on any given floor, there's so much sadness and turmoil with some of those spirits. It can happen in various places. Even the spirits, I say even the spirits that are good, but most of them are good. I mean, there's a few assholes in the bunch, but even the ones that are usually happy and lighthearted and stuff occasionally will hold some sadness because they go through, I think, the same emotions we go on.
They go through roller coasters just like the rest of
any
us.
given day. So,
but
if anybody that goes up there is like an empath or anything, they're going to pick up on all that sadness, which is obviously quite a bit in that building. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, I mean, to add to Denise's answer, Sherry, there's something in the lobby right now that has been there. I mean, I would say going on 2 years now, but it seems to be escalating in its strength or whatever, that is very dark and has affected a lot of people already this year.
we try to encourage people to investigate the lobby, but we try to keep people out of there for extended periods of time because it's not good to be in there for a long, and not to go by yourself, especially down there.
Right. Yeah. Todd Eskew is asking if there were any bats in the place, Steve.
So the first night I didn't see a single one, and I was flying high. I was so happy about everything. No bats. And then the second night, it was like on the tour, a bat flew across the hall, and I knew my night was going to be awful. And I remember we were walking down the first floor, and it was right after the DR60 stopped working. So I was lucky enough. I was walking, looking down, trying to mess with the DR60, and a bat came right down the hallway, almost hit a hand on the face. She screamed, hit the ground, everybody else ran, and I never saw it, so I didn't even freak out. So I did really well. I did really well. I'm proud of myself.
I did one on the first night.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself.
We kept him caged up that first night. I opened the cage the second night because I figured you needed some.
Got me all comfortable in the building first.
Yeah.
Hey, to go back to where you said you got the EVP with the hay, that little area that we were sitting in when you all were there, when we were kind of trying to stay out of the way with the bars up there, I was in there 2 or 3 weeks ago by myself.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Ernie had left to go to like Taco Bell or something, and I'm in there by myself, and I'm looking down at my phone, and I hear, and I can just picture somebody in the bars going, hey, hey. I'm going, I am not looking up. I am not looking up. I'm just going to keep looking. Nope, I'm not looking up.
If you don't acknowledge it, it's not there.
So that's a common occurrence around there.
Yeah. It was wild. It was super wild.
So Steve, you are helping with, I guess, getting tours and getting the place cleaned up and security and curator, whatever you want to call it, caretaker at Homestead. You want to talk a little bit about that place?
Yeah. Going to Waverly makes me hate it even more. Yeah,
You're really selling the place.
It's what?
You're really selling the place.
Oh my God. It's just, well, like you look at Waverly and it's like a hotel now. You got heat, you got bathrooms, you got
You got
lights.
20-something year head start on you.
It wasn't always like that, though.
20 years ago, we were right where you're sitting right now.
All I ask for is one door. I want a door on my building. That's it. No, it's cool. It's a similar building. It's an old TV hospital up here in New York, much smaller. I think we're at about probably 50,000 square feet, 45, somewhere in there. So it's smaller. It's a basement and then 2 floors. It's broken up into men's, admin, and women. And then there's actually a children's building that they did end up connecting, but it used to be a separate building. Same thing. It was a TB hospital that building was built in 1937, and then it closed in 1961, reopened as a nursing home right after it for about 15, 20 years. And then that closed down in 1979, and it's been abandoned and vandalized since then. So
very familiar story.
Yeah. It's a mess. Story. Matt knows all about it. He went in all the places I told him not to go. So,
Don't tell me I can't go somewhere.
yeah. He says, okay, I'm going to go inside and take pictures. I said, fine. Don't go in the tunnel system. Don't go on the roof. Don't go in the caretaker's house. Where do I see Matt tagging me in pictures of later in the day? The roof, the caretaker's house, like.
In fairness, I didn't take it. You didn't tell me don't go in there. You said those are off limits. There's a difference. I'm not off limits. I'm your friend.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
Off limits means like to the public.
Yeah, I go. We don't go in these buildings. This one's been upset. This one was set on fire like 4 months ago, so it's not safe. There's holes in the floor. The same thing with the tunnel. Like the walls are collapsing. Don't go in there. It's not safe. Don't go on the roof. There's massive holes everywhere. So Matt hit all 3 spots. Made sure to really go in each spot well.
And that weird building out in the woods too.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, hey, avoid that. It's just a dirty old pump house. We don't go in there. So Matt went in there.
Awesome,
it's a super cool building. We're putting together a lot of history on it. Luckily for us, the town historian does have a lot of stuff on it. We know a lot of the people who died there. We do know that the number of people that died there does not match up with the number of bodies that were removed from the property. Some people were just never claimed, whether their family wasn't around or they didn't have the money. So we believe there's bodies buried on the property. It used to be 150 acres. It's cool. It's active. It's very dark. There's no ambient light up there. You're kind of on a hill like Waverly. There's a house down the street, but there's no like street lights. You're in the middle of nowhere. Aaron says Matthew's an idiot. I love that.
Nice pointing out, Steve.
You're welcome. I said, I'm on her side with that. So, but it's super cool. We're really working hard to open it up for investigations. We haven't really done any investigations up there. Just us kind of going to hang out for a night. Destination Fear went there last June. That episode came out in October. So they were kind of like the first big group to get in there for something. The first filming that's been done in there. But we have a lot of cleanup days that we're going to be starting in April where we're just getting all the debris out, kind of get a clean slate and see what we have to do to stabilize some stairs, get some doorways done, exit signs, roof, that kind of stuff. So we can get people in there at night because it really is an active building and it's super cool. So I want people to be able to get in and experience it. Right now we just do daytime photography tours, which all the money is going back into, securing the building and trying to fix it up.
Right. Well, it sounds like a cool place, and we actually looked it up the other night, and I mean it's a really, I love the architecture,
Yeah.
and all that. It just looks cool, but
it needs some help.
if it was closer, we'd come up and help you clean up a little bit.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to get you to come up and do stuff, and you said your price is too high.
Well, you're talking way up.
Yeah, it's about 12 and a half hours from us to
the bridge or anything. It's like a 14-hour drive.
Yeah, it was 12 and a half from my house to Waverly. So
it's 3.5 hours for me, and that sucks.
Yeah, Matt drives 3.5 hours to the homestead to break all the rules. So.
Well, when they were before the most recent people had bought it, they were letting vandals come in because he was planning on tearing it down anyway. You want to tell them what they were planning on doing up on top of the hill?
Oh, well, there's two things. There were a couple different plans for the building for Waverly. One, they wanted to tear the building down and put the world's largest Jesus statue on top of the hill there. To rival the one at Rio de Janeiro.
The world's largest Jesus would have been looking at my house right now.
All I gotta say is Jesus Christ.
They needed I think they needed like $4 million to make it happen, and they raised somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,500. So that plan was out.
They didn't want the largest Jesus, apparently.
I'm surprised they raised that much. Honestly, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. And then there was another plan to turn it into a prison. And you guys have seen how the walls come apart in there. Shawshank. I'm just thinking Shawshank, buddy.
They're digging right out of there.
Yeah, there's nobody going to stay in there.
Todd said he'll drive if we want to go up.
Well, we're swinging through Starbucks.
Todd, we're going to Starbucks if we go.
And we're coming up with the most effed up order we can possibly come up with.
There's a Starbucks like 20 minutes from the building too. So
I need a venti and a small cup or whatever.
We have had him order. Todd's always our driver when we go on group drives anywhere, and we have him order some. Like I tell him, instead of the chai tea, I tell him I want a chia tea, and he doesn't know his Starbucks. We had him order the mocha and the pumpkin.
Yeah.
Because
he doesn't know any better. So we just tell him, we just say whatever, and he'll bark it out to the drive-thru. It's awesome. But Matt, apparently you've got a lot of stuff going on. I know you've been traveling a lot, and you've been filming. You've been doing a little bit of everything. You want to talk about any of it?
Yeah, I've just been going nonstop. Actually, kind of like once COVID hit, I said, well, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm just going to travel everywhere and do everything now. And,
that's what we did.
right. And last year, I was able to check off a lot of bucket list places and see a lot of places I hadn't seen. Met a ton of people, Facebook friends in person for the first time, and doing the same thing this year. This year's, I mean, I was filling out my calendar today because I keep getting asked for more things, and I don't know if I have any time left to even take a shower this year. It's insane. And then I'm like, well, how am I going to afford to get there? It's like, well, I guess I'll figure it out, but.
Or you just drive with me.
Well, yeah, I can drive with Steve most of the times, but I don't like long drives.
And I don't listen to music.
Steve does not listen to music, which is very creepy when you're in a car 7 or 8 hours trying to make conversation. That's bothersome. Especially
Ernie gets to drive with me doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
I do this like for 3 hours to West Virginia.
This is no shit. She really does this. There's something wrong with her.
He kept playing about the music thing the first few car rides, but this last one, he's like, listen, man, I'm not doing another 7 hours without any music. But we did.
Yeah, well, next time I'll just listen to headphones. It's either that or go to sleep. So
whatever.
I'm not Dylan, so I'm not going to do that to you. But
yeah, Dylan just said Steve's always my driver. He just sleeps the whole way.
Yep, that he does. Yeah, but no, yeah, I'm going all over this country this year. We got Salem tomorrow, which is my hometown, so my home state, no big deal. But I got Wilson Castle in Vermont in May. I've got the Conjuring House in May. I've got a special top secret place in June. 2 places actually, hopefully. End of June, I got to go to Aruba for a wedding. Have to. July, I've got Detroit for the 6th precinct. I got an event out there. August, I'm going to be back out in Michigan to do a couple of events at another location. I'm going with Steve in August to a couple of places that haven't been named yet, so I won't blow that up. God, September, we got the Haunted Savannah Paracon. We've got Matt.
Yep.
I
own you in October.
October, I've got what the hell is it? Vulture City Paracon out in Arizona that I'm on. I've got Parafest Maine that I'll be a part of. November, I've got Witch City Parafest that I'll be a part of. And that's what I can remember.
Well, by November, there might be some more dates open at Waverly, just saying.
That'd be a shame if I had to come back twice in 1 year,
Well, the problem is,
wouldn't that suck?
Yeah, the dates are going to be open and then they're going to be gone because I think between us and Mark, we're going to book them all and then it's over. So.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Well, if you knew somebody and you were really good friends with them, you might get inside information if they decide to open them up. I'm just saying.
I mean, we can try. We might be able to bribe some people with some stuff. I know.
Those good Google reviews go far.
That's Mark. Well, I still haven't seen a Google review from you guys.
I haven't been on there yet. I haven't forgotten though.
No, I haven't. It's
well,
funny,
those good Google reviews give us more power to.
We gave a tour at Fairfield on the way home to Courtney, Brittany, and Hannah, and they said the tour was good, but we're no Ernie Pack. So, we got a lot to live up to.
Well, I like to set the bar high for you younger fellas.
That's how he hooked me. Some women marry for money, some marry their tour guide for a haunted TB asylum.
Yep. So. Matt is with me for the car rides. I think he gets chauffeured around.
Do you see what Jason Harrod?
I know posted? Josh Chow and Jason Harrod are in my kitchen right now.
I did not hear them come.
I hear them up there walking around.
Our house is haunted with people that.
At least
we've got everybody that works at Waverly on the weekend is from out of town, out of state.
Not everybody, but
most of them. And they've all got a key to our house, so they've apparently come in and are cooking steaks in our kitchen right now.
As long as there's one for me.
George Shopline said I'm ready for sprinkled donuts.
Nice. Where was I going? I was getting ready to say something important.
You never say anything important.
It was really important.
It's never important.
Okay, so yeah, we found the Easter egg.
Jason, there is no skillet that can go in my oven. Okay, go.
No. If you got steaks, you throw them on the grill, fool. Gosh. Lord. Anyway, Matt left an Easter egg at Waverly for folks to find. Mm-hmm. We know where it's at. When Destination Fear was at Waverly, they left some Easter eggs. Steve's got his connection with Chelsea, and he was, texting her and trying to find all the Easter eggs. I don't know if he left any for anybody.
He cheated.
Yeah, she was sending him pictures of where they were. Are there any left?
I don't know. She didn't tell me everything. I was messaging her on Twitter because we had a bunch of Destination Fear fans that were coming the second night, and I was like, "Hey, we have some fans coming tonight. I know you guys were up here." I saw a picture that they had posted, so I knew where they were. They didn't come out and say where they were, but I had seen the picture, and I was like, "Well, I know they went to Waverly." So I was like, "We have some fans coming tonight that I know would love to get their hands on some of these Polaroids." And she didn't outright tell me. She gave me little hints. I mean, it took me and Dylan a half an hour to find it after she even told us what floor it was on.
Right.
And so we did find some, and we gave them to the Destination Fear fans, and then we kept one. But I think I'm going to do a giveaway for the one that I have to just give it to somebody that else.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to give one to Ernie, no.
Well, we have one. What happened to the one that we found? Todd found one, and we had
it. It was in the gift shop, and then it disappeared.
Huh.
So
maybe Ernie's got one.
Maybe it's one that Steve.
I think they, because I know they leave multiple ones at the building, because you guys found some and then we found some. I don't know how they break it up. I mean, I have no idea. I'm not friends with them. So I have no idea.
Yeah,
I would assume there's probably more. I mean, the building's huge, so.
Yeah, it is huge.
I didn't find that one. I don't know how anybody was going to find that thing. I was lucky because the tape came undone and it fell from where it was. That's the only reason I even found it.
Yeah.
Well, when we were doing cleanup before we opened for the season, one of our guys found a newspaper shoved in the wall from 1926.
So that's
I've got it upstairs in my living room, actually.
We need to find somebody that can flatten it out because it's all wadded up.
Yeah. All I find at the homestead is Twisted Tea cans and Bud Light. So. Nothing good. Nothing good.
What?
Nothing.
Why'd you give me that look?
I always give you that look.
You gave me a look. So you guys are going to have to come back to Waverly. We actually have a private investigation ourselves up there in August. We've got 175 people wanting to go to that.
We're taking I think we might have about 30 going.
Oh, there you go. Mark says he can flatten out the paper for you. He repairs my Ouija boards. So.
Okay. Well, next time I see you, Mark, I will pass it on to you and you can flatten it out and we'll do something with it.
He does. He's good at that. He repairs my Ouija boards if they come all warped and stuff.
Yeah.
Some master would. I don't know. I just give it to him. I said, just give me back when it's fixed. So.
All right. Cool. Well, next time I see you, Mark, we'll hook up with that newspaper and you can help me out. But no, we have been, I've been associated with Waverly, like I said, since off and on since 2009, and I love sharing it with new people. I know you guys had been there before, but I mean, to me, it's a special kind of place. I know I'm biased. Like I said in a walkthrough, I'm biased. But, I mean, I've been to several other haunted locations around the country and everything. To me, there's so many personal stories within that building of the spirits. And, I'm not there to get scared because I don't get scared generally. I mean, I'm there to talk to them and hear their stories and tell their stories right. And
it's hard when you don't have the information. Like you said, you've got a lot of information. We're finding things every day by word of mouth and meeting up with people that know somebody that worked there. It's a process.
But I mean, I wanted to get, an outsider's take, because like I say, I'm kind of inside the Waverly bubble. How do you feel about that aspect of Waverly? I mean, doesn't it to you, or does it to you feel like we're getting a little bit better maybe at telling those stories and getting them across to people, and the spirits are interacting more maybe because of it. I don't know if that's a good question or if that made any sense at all. I know what I was trying to get to in my head. Matt, you want to go first?
Yeah, can you go first?
Yeah, Steve's looking at me like I don't know what the hell to say.
Well, so my first trip to Waverly was in 2016, and it was actually it was for my 35th birthday, which is almost 5 years ago to the day. And it's still that was my first real deal, big time investigation. I had always seen it on all the shows, and I didn't have friends that were into this stuff at that time. I just have, in the past few years, have gotten into the right circles, and now I'm meeting all these cool people. So I January 1st, midnight, I booked that shit. And I said to my friends, I said, if you want to go, it cost me $1,000. If you want to go, we chip in. If you don't want to go, I'm going by myself. I don't care. And there was 5 of us total that wound up going. And I had the greatest experiences ever. And I enjoyed myself so much. And to this day, Waverly is still my favorite place that I've been. And I've been fortunate enough to go to dozens, if not close to 100 different locations in this country. Waverly still trumps them all because it is what it is. And going back there, it was all a bunch of little things adding up to make an overall great 8-hour experience. It wasn't one massive thing, but it was just all these little, no matter where we went in the building that night, something was going on. We were getting interactions. And our friends that were with us that had never been there before, we've got a group chat that has not shut up since we got back. People are like, Kenna doesn't talk to anybody but once a week for an hour on our podcast. She's been active in the chat, so everybody's just so infatuated.
She's been chatting with us.
You gotta come to Savannah. You gotta come to Savannah.
I can't even get a hold of her. She's one of my best friends. She doesn't respond. But that's how this trip really brought it out in everybody, and that's because of Waverly and the magic that is in that building, and it just does not disappoint.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, similar thing. Like my first trip there was my high school graduation present. I'd been wanting to go there forever. You know what I mean? Like I had always wanted to go to Waverly. Like he said, it's the spot everybody in the paranormal knows about. It's like the Mecca. Everybody has to make that trip to Waverly Hills at least once. And you can say Waverly Hills to people that don't even know the paranormal and they know what the building is. You know what I mean? It's that well known. So, and for us to be lucky enough to go there a couple times now, it's really cool. And every time you go back, the thing is like, obviously people, there's other locations that are $200 a night to investigate, and that's great. But you have to think of the size and the scale of the buildings. And Waverly being $1,000, you split that with 10 people. It's $100 a person, and you're not going to get a location like Waverly for that. Mm-hmm. And the other good thing about it is, like I said, you can see where the money goes. You come in now. I don't know how many times I said it when I was out there the other day. I couldn't believe how much work had been done, even just in the last 2 years since I had been there. I mean, it's unreal, the amount of work that you guys have done at that building. It's unbelievable. So, like, I know none of us have a problem paying for it because, again, we know it's saving the history and people are doing the right things with the building and fixing it. And coming out and, like you said, finding the right stories and the right history and telling them definitely, I think, has an impact on the building, whether it's the energy in the building and the spirits, how they interact with everybody. You got to think if somebody's been telling the wrong story about somebody for 20 years, they're not going to want to talk to people that come in there and just that wrong, bad information. But now you're starting to get the right stories out. And I think it's actually like catching their attention. They're like, oh, wait a minute. Like they actually know, they understand, they know what's going on now. And I think that's why, like you said, it's been crazy active this year. It's people coming in with the right stories and the right information now and interacting with the people the right way. And I think that has a huge impact on it. And like Matt, I've been to a lot of places and Waverly is there. It's always there. I will never pass up a trip to Waverly. It doesn't matter how many times I've been. I drive 12 and a half hours. I don't care. Like I've been out there so many times and it's just one of those spots that everybody has to experience at least once. And once they go once, like Matt said, it's just like a buzz right now. Our group chats are nonstop about wanting to go back already and how much fun it was and how great the building is. So people want to go once, but they don't just go once. It's that cool of a place.
Well, the fact that Denise and I were there probably has more to do with that than anything else.
That's the reason. I'm not even investigating next time. I'm just coming and hanging out.
Yeah, you don't just come to our house and hang out. You don't have to go over there. I mean, gosh,
way less
300 yards that way,
Way less stairs. It's
exactly, yeah. We're gonna house with the
basement on the stairs, man.
Listen, that body shoot almost claimed Casey Boatwright that night.
He did not look well when he got back to the top.
He goes, never doing it again. Never again.
Hey, we tried to tell everybody, look, there is no reason to go down those stairs, but everybody has to go down, and we just stand there and shake our head because we know what's going to happen.
You can only warn him. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Casey was regretting it. You could tell. We got up to the electroshock therapy, and
he was hurt.
I was talking about that, and he was paying absolutely no attention.
He was still trying.
He was just trying to breathe. His eyes were.
He's huffing and puffing. He was feeling it.
Yeah, it was bad.
Now Matt's got to go back because Aaron wants to go, so he's got to bring Aaron.
Oh, yeah. I already told Aaron I'll bring her back.
Yeah.
Well, next time, if you don't want to stay in the hood, just let us know you're coming. We've got mattresses all over our house.
The best time
I love that neighborhood. I can't wait to go back to that neighborhood. I'm one of them now, and we were
ghetto pass and everything.
It was great there.
He sends me a message when I got in that night. He's like, "Hey man, we're at the Airbnb. Just so you know, you might not want to come park your car here at night." I was like, "All right, I'll meet up with you guys tomorrow morning."
Well, it looked like a Dr. Dre video in the neighborhood, but it was cool. I mean, the people were cool. That's fine. I mean, I felt safe after I talked to them.
Yeah.
Not me, and I live here, dude.
Well, next time we come down, we're having steaks at your place. That's already been established. So.
Hey, come on. Let us know you're coming.
Yes. Hey,
I told you gotta let us know those November dates.
I was going to say, you'll know we're coming because you're going to hook us up with those dates.
You got to let us know those dates.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. I'm working on it.
We'll make it work.
If Steve agrees to listen to music, I might even drive with him this time.
Listen, I was hurting on that drive home 2 nights in a row, and then we got home at 3:30 in the morning.
I would have driven halfway. I'm not like Dylan. I would have actually helped out.
Oh, it was hurting. Dylan's like, I stayed awake most of the time, but he left me when I needed him most. He
left me like load up the Spotify with some Conway Twitty.
Oh God!
He take care of Matt.
He left me with like the last 3.5 hours. He went out at like midnight, and I was like, I am gonna be struggling for these next 3 hours. I stopped at McDonald's at like 1 a.m. so I could get a coffee. I'm like, I need something. He's snoring in the passenger seat. Didn't even know we stopped.
Jason Harrod said maybe we can have some nice steaks. He's upstairs in my kitchen making steaks right now.
You better go up there and check on him.
I hear it sound like they're beating something up there. I don't know what they're doing.
What? Somebody's beating the meat upstairs. I don't know. Lord help us.
Yeah, Dylan's in here watching you, Steve. You should know.
Hey, listen, I talked this right to his face. He knows. He knows he left me in my most vulnerable time. He's a trooper. He rides around. He helps me with all my events. I wouldn't be able to do a lot of my events without Dylan. So he's a big help, but he does sleep the entire car ride. That's how I do it. I get other people to do all the work at the events. I make Matt come out. I say, Matt, you go do the work. I'm going to chill. It's a good thing. They get to investigate for free and check out all these spots, and it's fine.
I get to sleep in the guest room.
But I irritate you to keep you awake.
You won't even drive the 3 minutes to go up the hill. So we get to the gate. I got to get out, open the gate, get back in, drive through the gate, close the gate while you sit over there. I ain't driving.
Your security dude the second night was really – he was feeling it. He was zipping around in that golf cart the whole night. Like he was doing donuts. He was out there feeling it the second night. The first night I didn't see the security guard get out of his car once.
Well, I think he got scared the first night.
He might have. He got scolded.
Yeah, he did some things he wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah. That second night, though, he was like doing donuts in the rocks out there, like zipping around the whole night. I was
like, they're not supposed to do that either. So
I was like, what a fun job, though. He's just like doing laps around the building.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's every night it's something.
We're trying to get that a little bit better too. But
hey, at least you have security.
Yeah.
When they when they don't let them up and in the building.
True.
Yeah. In amongst everybody's cameras and everything else. And,
that's like Matt said. Matt's like, I didn't bring anything. He can't take anything of mine. So,
crap.
Boatwright almost died coming up the body chute I almost died running
Yeah.
onto the auxiliary morgue.
Me and Scott were trying to keep up with you, and you were just gone, like in the pitch black. Scott's like, oh man, I should have been filming this.
Yeah.
I almost died having to finish your tour.
No, you did good.
I'm not a tour guide.
She's never done that before in her life, so that was a first for her. Really,
it was great.
She did a good job, but she didn't overdo it. So it was a nice balance.
Yeah, I didn't overdo it like somebody that spent 20 minutes giving them minute details on something that's really not necessary to hear.
He's passionate. Hey, I feel that. He's passionate about the history. That's all it is.
I love the place, okay?
Exactly.
If you
See,
had
that's
the same
why I was behind
passion.
him going, wrap it up, wrap it up. People say I want a quick tour. He spends 30 minutes talking about the way somebody was dressed. It's like, just tell him he wore this and let's move on.
Hey, it's passion. It's passion.
Gosh,
I support it.
How many good reviews have you gotten?
Really good review. Every good review you got was because I was behind you, poking you.
Your ass.
Yeah. No, it was a blast though. That's one of my favorite paranormal trips I've been on. It was a ton of fun.
Good. I'm glad you guys had a good time because I was really, at least Matt, we've talked online for 6-8 months or so now, and so, the Gateway guys, I've known about them for a long time.
Amanda and Scott.
We've had them on our show in the past. All that good stuff. Yeah, I see that. But when I get you guys up there on the hill, I really, I'm like sitting here, just biting my nails, hoping that the building actually does something.
Hey.
Well, we're all smart enough to know that it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be like, oh, Denise and Ernie promises the stars and the moon, and we didn't get shit. That's not on you guys.
No.
Yeah.
And even if we had quiet nights, I don't think it would have stopped us from coming back. Like, we all just had so much fun, even regardless of, like, we got lucky because we had a ton of activity. But I think the entire experience in the night and the investigating and hanging out with everybody was just so fun and like you said, we know how it works. Every night isn't active. That's just not realistic.
That group of people we had together was the perfect blend of everything. We all got along perfectly, and that doesn't happen. Steve usually latches on to me. He goes everywhere I go. I don't get it, but
I hold his back pocket and just follow him around.
Yeah, you do. You usually I usually pull my pocket out so you can follow me around. But like, we've been on trips with people. There's usually one or two people that just kind of like, oh, I wish that person wasn't here.
Yeah.
This trip didn't have that. This group of 10 was absolutely flawless.
Yep.
And that's why we're going to do this again, and we're going to go to other places again, and we probably will be at Waverly as a group again because it was awesome. So we're not done, that's for sure.
No.
I'm glad to hear that, and I'd like to be able to join you guys somewhere where I can actually participate instead of just sit on the sidelines. I don't really care if Denise is there or not, but no. There's a lot of things we're looking forward to. One of them, we're looking forward to Aaron getting to get out of Scotland.
Speaking.
I'm trying to talk.
English is hard.
Well, it's the vibes I'm getting from over here. It's making things hard. But we're looking forward to Aaron getting out of the country and getting to come over here, or you getting to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I think there's a lot of us in the paranormal world have been following, and we're hoping to see that come together.
It's very high on my priority list too.
I can imagine. I really can. And Steve, you did it again.
Scott,
You did it.
Scott's a good-looking dude. I take it as a compliment.
Well,
Scott's a cop.
I think he might be a little
Scott's
taller.
a cop. Scott's definitely a cop.
Yeah.
He's a detective.
No, I'm anxious to see Homestead starting to come together.
Yeah. Me too.
Any day now you're going to have a door.
Yeah, that's the only reason I wanted one for Waverly, so I can get a door on the building.
Well,
Dude, I'm going to build you a door next time I'm up there.
Thank God.
You would think that your buddy Mark would. He's a woodworking
I
specialist.
actually told him today. I was like, hey, I'm going to buy you a flight. You're going to come out and fix the homestead. You got to stay for 6 months. He's like, I think that building needs about 60 months of work. So
It's not that big. You can get it done.
just wait till you see it. It's you
say that a lot, don't you, Steve?
What?
You say that a lot, don't you?
Yes. Oh God, this is why we're friends.
I was waiting for someone when I said it's not that big. I was waiting for someone to say that's what she
Steve
said.
fell right into it, so we just let it go.
I don't know why people ask us to come onto these things or ask us to like hang out. I just don't get it. It's weird. We're terrible.
See, apparently you've not seen our show before because this is probably the most on track you've been on any show.
Yeah, see, last time Mike came, we made him do a bunch of work.
Keeping it on the rails.
Last time Mark was out here, made him do our flower boxes and hang the dining room light. He doesn't get to hang out for free. He's got to work. So, it's fun. But yeah, the homestead needs a prayer, needs everybody's help. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff up there this year. My goal this year is to get the roof fixed on men's, women, and admin, whether it's just patched or replaced completely. I'm gonna focus on the children's wing in a different lifetime. But if we can get men's, women, and admin's roof fixed, that's gonna change the game for us up there. We can't really do much without that because we got to try to keep some of the rain and the snow out. I mean, that's the biggest thing right now. So that's our main goal, is try to get that all patched up and fix our fence and go from there.
Dude, we can do that. Me and you.
Yeah. I'm super handy, so that'll be good. Yeah.
It's just some ass. No big deal.
Yeah.
Just get the water out of it.
Hand card. I can help you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be useless. I'll hand you the tools. So
might not be the right tool, but
no, you're gonna
So is it yelling at not holding the flashlight correctly? Is that what this is gonna be?
Yeah, that's about me. That's about all I got for you. I'll hand you the flashlight. I'll hand you a beer. I'll pat your forehead. It'll be good.
I just need the beer, and I'll do whatever you need.
They've set our smoke alarm off. Listen.
I thought I heard that.
Yeah.
They've set my smoke alarm off upstairs.
Golly.
Steaks are good then.
Yeah, steaks are done.
Yeah, I think they've been seared.
Yeah.
If you have a grill, why the hell are they cooking steaks on a stovetop?
Yeah. I had no idea what we've been down here.
Jason says steaks are ready and the smoke alarm is going off.
God.
There's your alarm. Dinner's ready.
Lord help us. Well, I think I better go get
Ernie needs to clean the grill. Okay, so apparently they did use the grill.
Yeah, you'll get the fire extinguisher. Oh man.
We better wrap this up so that I can call the fire department. But guys, I appreciate you coming on. I don't know if Denise does. She's not as nice as I am. But I really do appreciate you coming on. I hope we can chat again sometime.
Definitely.
It don't have to be about Waverly. It can be about anything.
Definitely.
I feel like we've found some new friends, and we can hang out somewhere in the future, hopefully.
Absolutely.
We'll get you back up on the hill as soon as we can.
Yeah.
I'm pulling all the strings I can.
As soon as we know you guys are on the list, we got about 5 or 6 people we've promised we'll let you know first.
Perfect.
As long as we're top of that list, it's all that matters to us.
Yeah. We're the 5 or 6.
Well, if they open up a bunch, you'll be right up there. So I think they're going to open up privates again. I don't think they're going to open up publics, but they're looking at privates.
Cool. No, and I know we all appreciate what you guys did up there for us and helping us out and getting us up there and doing the tour and everything. We had a blast. So, I can't wait to get back up there, and I know we'll be up there probably sooner than later. So,
absolutely.
Well, I'm hoping that's the case. If not, it's going to be a problem.
Absolutely.
Oh, they got the alarm turned off.
All right, good deal.
Awesome.
Well, we got to go put the fire out, and then we got to go up on the hill and lead some public events.
There you go.
You guys have a good night. Stay with us here when we get off the broadcast. I got to get some information from you so you can get a wonderful Packman Paranormal shirt because we're nice. We're not gonna bogart that stuff like Warner does and like Haunted Nights does.
I have very affordable prices. Steve on the other hand, though.
Hey, it costs me a lot to drive Matt everywhere, so I got to get the money somewhere.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
All right, folks. Well, we'll be back next chance we get. I'm not sure exactly when it'll be.
Yeah,
we're busy with Waverly and real life stuff. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. Share this out to all your friends and And everybody be good to one another. Take care. And we'll be seeing you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching, guys.
It's going to be night in a minute.
It's not night yet.
It will be.
Whatever.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Eat a dick.